Fight 3 of round 2 is here. It sees Azrael taking on an Ork Warboss in Mega Armour. If Marnius Caligar and Typhus reminded me of the 8th edition box set, this one reminds me of the 5th edition Assault on Blackreach. I still have a lot of those Ork models actually. They're still pretty good, and they kind of match up with the armies that are there today. Anyways, this is going to be a really good scrap. I'm going to be giving the ranged attack to Azrael. Close combat hand-to-hand definitely to the Ork Warboss in Mega Armour. So my strategy here, especially after seeing how Helbrecht did against Abaddon, I'm going to try to keep my distance against the Warboss and kind of do a slow burn and just hope that Azrael with his ranged attacks are going to be able to continuously chip wounds off to make sure that he can win this one. Yeah, it's going to be a good scrap, though. We'll see how it goes. We're going to be moving over to the dice tray, as always, alphabetical. So this is going to be going to Azrael for the first roll. If he rolls higher, he will be placed on the table first, and we'll also get the first movement and shoot if that's in range. So we'll see how that goes. Moving over there right now. All right, so here it is, first roll of the game. Once again, we're going to be seeing who is going to be placed first on the table and also get that first movement. So this is rolling for Azrael. He did get a 6. And now for Ork Warboss, it was also a 6. So we got a roll off here. Azrael again, 2. Warboss, 2. All right, this is going to be an interesting one then. Azrael, 1. Warboss, 2. So there we go. That's maybe just kind of a foreshadow of what's to come. It might be a really close one. We'll see how the luck goes for the dice rolls. But the Warboss with his 2 is going to be going first to be set up and also for that movement. So here we go. Back over to the other camera and we'll sum that up. The models have been placed. Quite the roll off there. That was interesting. So we have our Ork Warboss in Mega Armour down in this corner here, which I've been using more for anyone that is either a bit slower or worried about ranged attacks. So this is going to give our Warboss a bit more cover on this side to be able to move around terrain. Azrael, who was placed second, is in this corner over here, and he's going to be trying to get that Warboss in line of sight right away. I don't know how much movement I'm actually going to do with Azrael, or I might try to do a completely different path with him. So we'll see how everything goes. It is the Ork Warboss first. So the Warboss has very high toughness, as we have seen. Good save, a bit slower with 5 inches. And then Azrael has a lower toughness, still a pretty good save. And then he has a 6-inch movement. So he is a bit faster. And then his ranged weapon is better. Better ballistic skill. And in hand-to-hand combat, he's actually quite good too. So this is going to be a pretty good fight. So here we go. We're going to have our Ork Warboss, who's definitely going to be trying to barrel down the terrain here to make sure that he can get into hand-to-hand as quickly as possible. Azrael is going to pop out here. So that first move from both sides is done. Just wanted to cover the weapon distance and things like that. So the Ork Warboss actually does not fire his weapon for his model. It is a Gretchen on his back that I've named Grink for this for this tournament. So 36 inches with the big Shuda is quite a bit of range. So from this side, if Azrael pops out of cover, he's going to be open. It's not an amazingly strong weapon, and the ballistic skill is a little bit lower for a Gretchen, but it is better than an Ork. Lion's Wrath, which is Azrael's weapon, is a 24-inch, and that's going to be reaching just about here, just to show you guys the arcs of that. Also want to make sure just line of sight here isn't open yet, because we do have that fuel tower that's in the middle that is quite a piece of terrain to get around and to use to your advantage if you can. No one's gotten on top of it yet, but if that happens, they're going to have a pretty good vantage point for range attacks. So I think I'm going to let the Ork do his thing. I'm going to be keeping Azrael right here. I just have to be super careful if the Ork gets within range to be able to get initiative for hand-to-hand combat, because he might make very, very quick work of Azrael. So the Ork also has great armor. I know I've mentioned that too. And I'm hoping that Lion's Wrath is going to be able to do some damage there. So they are closing in here now. And the Ork from line of sight is just around the corner from Azrael. So with Azrael's move, I think I am going to actually move back here to keep that distance. I think this is probably within 24 inches. It looks like it. It's going to measure, show you guys. So this is going to be the very first attack of the game. It is Azrael firing in a ranged attack. And I'm just checking to see, I think that Lion's Wrath has a rapid fire too, because there's a bolter involved there. I'll have to double check, but I just wanted to see if you get any extra attacks being within that 12 inch, so that the half distance for 24. Doesn't look like it. The Ork Warboss is about 16 inches away right now, but he's definitely in range for Azrael's ranged attack. So we're going to be moving over to the dice tray now, and we're going to see if Azrael can take the first wounds in this battle. Our Ork Warboss also has the ability to call a Wog, which is going to superpower him up, and that's going to be not good. If the Orc has the initiative there, has the range, and has a Wog activated, it heightens like the damage and things like that. So I'm going to be shooting with Azrael here, and hopefully we can strip some wounds off of this big bad Ork Warboss in Mega Armour. Behind the dice camera now for Azrael's first shoot. He is firing with Lion's Wrath. It is 2 attacks, hitting on a 2+, strength 8, -3 to AP, and 2 damage. So he does have that rapid fire 1. I wanted to double check the range there, as you guys saw on the other camera. It's not going to pertain to this one, but it might in the future. And they're both in range now, so I'm hoping on Azrael's behalf that he's going to be able to get some really good rolls and hits. And then the Warboss is going to fire back. If we're cheering for Orcs, you guys want that little Gretchen to aim true. And if you're cheering for Azrael, you want him to miss. So here we go. This is Azrael, Lion's Wrath, 2 attacks on a 2+. Both are through. Fantastic. It is strength 8 versus toughness 6. So this is wounding on 3s. Both have wounded. The Ork Warboss in Mega Armour has a 5+ invulnerable, and he is going to need it here because this is a -3 armor penetration weapon. So that would usually bring our Ork Warboss, yeah, it would do the same thing. So he usually has a 2+ save. So this moves up to the 5+ regardless. So the Ork Warboss in Mega Armour here has to make 5+ saves. If he does not, it is 2 damage per. So here we go. So he did save 1. However, that was a 5. However, there was a 3 rolled by the Warboss, so he's going to be taking 2 damage. He's moving from 7 wounds down to 5, and back over to the other camera to see what he wants to do now. Okay, first shoot phase done by Azrael. He was able to remove 2 wounds from that Ork Warboss. The Warboss has gone from 7 wounds down to 5. So you can just picture this, like the Orc's running at full tilt to try to get into hand-to-hand combat, and the Gretchen's up top, like jumping and bumping around because the Orc... It's kind of funny. So he's trying to fire, like with his ballistic skill here. It's going to be a shoot, but you can understand kind of why the Gretchen's like, come on, man. Like, I'm trying to get a good shot here. So he's moving up 5. You guys might lose him actually on that camera. I'm just checking. I think you can probably still see him. So this is going back over to the Orc now. I'm just going to do the measurement here. So this is 36 inches, definitely within that. And if there is a rapid fire with this, it's 18 inches to get any additional. So the 18 inches right here. So Azrael is within rapid fire range as well. So I'm going to check those stats again for the Ork Warboss when we get over to the dice camera. Make sure that I have the proper amount of dice for shooting. Don't want anyone to miss their shots like I did with Voldis there in the first round. So we're going to get over to the dice tray now and see if our Gretchen Grink on the back of our Ork Warboss can take some wounds off of Azrael for all you Orc fans out there. Okay, so back in behind the dice camera again. This is our Warboss in Mega Armour, more specifically our Gretchen buddy on his back, Grink. The big Shuda has 3 attacks usually, but since it is in rapid fire range, it gets an additional 2. So even though that ballistic skill is a 4+, it's very possible that they're going to be able to do some damage here to Azrael. It's a strength 5 weapon against toughness 4 as well, so Azrael does not have that beefed up armor on him. Like, it's not Terminator armor, it's not anything like that, so he's gonna have to get lucky here in regards. So this is 5 attacks hitting on 4+, and a very good roll. So there's no ability to re-roll there, but 4 are through, so we had 4, 5, 6, 6. Strength 5 versus toughness 4, so this is 3s to wound. Wow, so they're getting kind of the Abaddon luck there from our previous battle. So there has been one that's gone through, 3 have fallen off, and this is what I was really hoping for, just to make sure that Azrael can keep that distance from hand to hand and keep just plinking away with his Lion's Wrath, which is a more superior weapon. So this is going to be a regular 2+ save for Azrael. There's no AP with the big Shuda either, so I'm rolling here. It's going to be a 2+ to save. And he saved it. So no damage has been done to Azrael. It is back over to their movement, and I have a feeling I'm going to be back behind this camera very shortly to do Azrael's shoot. All right, so our little buddy there, Grink Grink the Gretchen, could not get enough shots off to do any kind of damage to Azrael. It's back over to Azrael now, and I want to keep this guy away. So 5 inches for the Orc, getting a hand-to-hand. Takes him to right about here. If you guys are behind there, it's there on the camera if you can't see it. So I still have a bit of room, but I want to make sure that I'm within the rapid fire range for Azrael, which is 12 inches, and also far enough away from the range of the hand-to-hand combat. So I'm going to move Azrael back just to make sure that he still has his rapid fire range. So from base to base, he does have it. It's going back over to the dice camera now. And Azrael is going to be getting an extra shoot dice for this that will hopefully land a hit and a wound. And if the Ork Warboss can't save it, it's possible that this turn could actually kill it. So over to the camera, dice camera, and we will see how that one all rolls out. So I'm not saying that this is cowardly fighting, it's just smart fighting for Azrael. Just because of that lower toughness, I don't want him to get chopped apart by a strength 12 huge choppa, which might even be stronger if the Wog is called. So this is Lion's Wrath. He is in that 12 inches, so he gets a rapid fire 1, which is an additional dice. So this is 3 attacks now, hitting on 2+. Oof, that was close. So 2, 2, 5. You know, you want that extra dice that you bring in to work for you. Strength 8 against toughness 6, 3s to wound. So 1 did fall off there, but that's okay, because we still have 2. It is bringing our Warboss in Mega Armour up to his 5+ invulnerable, so this is his save. And whatever is not a 5+ here is 2 more damage. So once again, he saved 1, he got a 5, 1 was not saved, it's a 2. So that means that our Warboss in Mega Armour has gone from 5 wounds down to 3 wounds. So Azrael has fought orcs before, you can tell. He knows that this is really pissing the Warboss off because he has a little Yumi running around shooting at him. He wants to get in hand-to-hand, and Azrael's not going to give him that go. So the Warboss did take 2 more damage there, 5 wounds down to 3 wounds. Azrael's got enough distance, but we still have that big Shuda, which has the additional rapid fire attacks. So the Ork Warboss running in once again with his little Gretchen buddy on his back, Grink Grink, firing and, you know, bumping up and down from the Mega Armour. So it's back over the dice tray now, and we're going to see if the Warboss and his buddy Grink Grink can do any damage to Azrael in this shoot. Just noticed when I was leaving the camera there, you guys can't see the Ork Warboss on the other camera. He's just in behind the fuel dump, or the fuel tower. So this is going to be the big Shuda again, definitely in rapid fire 2 range. So 3 attacks turns into 5. It is ballistic skill 4, so we're looking for 4s and higher here for hits for our Warboss. Here we go. Another shitty roll. Wow. So 1, 1, 2, 5, 6. So these 2 are through. Strength 5, toughness 4, 3s to wound. Wow, another one fell off. Got a 6 here. No AP though, so this is Azrael's 2+. He didn't get it though. Oof. So it is only 1 damage right now. So Azrael has taken a wound. He's gone from 6 wounds down to 5 wounds. So the Orc has drawn its first blood from the Supreme Grand Master of the Dark Angels. Alright, so just back from the Ork Warboss's shoot phase there, we saw that he did deliver damage to Azrael, so he's down to 5 wounds now. Just so you guys, I know you can't see him back there, he's just right in behind the tower right down here. Azrael is going to continue his strategy here and keep moving away from this Ork Warboss while staying in distance to be able to do the rapid fire. So he's just moving back here. Still has the Warboss in line of sight. Just going to make sure that that's 12 inches. So there's a pillar that's there, but it's not obstructing his view. This is a, superhuman that has incredible accuracy, eyesight, all that stuff, nerves of steel, whatever else. So he's going to be able to shoot. There's no nothing that's going to, handicaps are going to affect that. So we're going back over the dice tray now here. This is Azrael firing again with Lion's Wrath, and we will see if he can fell this Ork Warboss in Mega Armour. If not, it's getting back over, and that Wog might be getting called pretty soon because they are definitely closing range. It's tricky because I'm trying to keep Azrael in that rapid fire range, but at the same time, there's going to be a point where I think the Orc's going to get within range to be able to go head in hand. So this has got to end quick, or Azrael might be in trouble here in the next couple turns. So this is rapid fire 1 in addition to the 2+, so 3 attacks hitting on 2+. All are through again. I'm rolling fantastic for the Imperium this whole tournament, I would say, so far, which is not the case for my Cadian. If you guys watched my Crusade, it was tough. Some of those rolls were really bad, and a lot of models were lost because of it, but that is the luck of the game. It's a huge portion. You can have whatever strategy you want, and if you don't roll well, it's not going to work. So Strength 8 from Lion's Wrath versus Toughness 6, 3s to wound. All are through again. Wow. Okay. Orc making the 5+ save. If he does not, it is 2 damage per. So 5+ is here we're looking for our Ork Warboss and Mega Armour. And that is the end of him. So Azrael has won, and he was, he got 1 wound taken off, but that is a 3, a 1, and a 4. The Warboss needed 5s for his invulnerable save. So Lion's Wrath with its damage is 2, 4, 6. If that had gone through from the start, the Orc would have been down to 1 wound right off the bat. But Azrael has won this one and is moving on to round 3. So we'll go back over to the camera and sum this one up. That's the end of fight 3 in round 2. Our victor is Azrael, Supreme Grand Master of the Dark Angels. Probably the best range weapon in the game. I said that earlier on, and I'm going to continue to use that strategy. So if he does make it through to the final round for the the semifinals to make it to the final spot, I'm going to be doing the same kind of strategy. The thing is, there are some other models here like Abaddon that also has a ranged attack that's 24 inches. Not as strong, but it's going to be tough, and Abaddon might be able to close the ground a bit faster. I don't know where he ends up, but this one does go to Azrael. Kind of tough for our Warboss. He was really, you could tell, frustrated. He wanted to get into hand-to-hand combat. His little Gretchen buddy was not rolling great, being bumped around on the top of him. Good fight, though. The Warboss, I didn't get the chance to call the Wog for him, and also he was kind of out of sight for a bit of the end of the battle there. But he tried his best. He definitely made it through the first round. And again, I'm not going to be making any more assumptions because those have been wrong for the most part here, but Azrael is a very, very good model, so we will see how far he goes. But that is it. Our next fight up is going to be Karn the Betrayer versus the Gene Stealer Abominant. I think that's going to also be a very good fight, and whoever wins that one will be taking on Azrael in the next round. So thank you guys for watching. Fight 'em Up series by Finnigan 40K, and I'll get these other models out here, and we will get that started as soon as possible.